Now we'll take a bit of a look at our valve. Same principle as we looked at before. Question of making sure that lever moves up and down freely. Admittedly, this is a new valve. I didn't have an old one to play with, and you'd normally service these in situ, but it's the same principle. Simply a question of removing that R pin. That enables us to remove the pivot pin and gives us access to then remove that lever assembly. What we then need to do, this one is slightly different. What we'll actually do is we need to actually undo the cap that's on these. So just a question of using a pair of multi-grips, grabbing that and just undoing it like that. What that will enable us to do is get at the seal, which in this case is just there. What we can do with that seal, the opportunity is there to simply turn it over. So they are double-sided, so we can simply turn it over like that and put it back in. That will give us another 3, 4, 5 seasons of good service, so that's easy to do. The other thing with these is also to just make sure that plunger is actually moving up and down. So I just got a screwdriver here so I can actually get that out. Once again, make sure there's no debris caught in here. Make sure that the actual the O-ring isn't damaged in any way. So it's just a question of having a bit of a look at that O-ring, make sure it's not damaged. And where necessary, just apply a little bit of grease. You need to use rubber grease. I've done that, so that'll slide up and down nicely. You can see that moves nice and freely when I put it back in, so that's terrific. Again, when installing these, trying to be like me, all fingers and thumbs, easiest to hold that in the upright position when we screw that back on. Should go in nice and easily like that. And it's just a question of when you've done that, just to nip that up. You don't need to do it overly tightly, just make sure that's nipped up. You can just feel it like that, simple as that. Reassembly, very straightforward. Make sure we can re-engage the lever like that. Slide the pin back through, and the little R pin goes back on the other side. As I've said earlier, I'd generally recommend that you push that the whole way through. I'll just show you there. You can push it through one position. I generally recommend we push it the whole way through, just in case cattle want to fiddle with it. And just once again, just check, just have a look to make sure you've reassembled that properly. I can see the plunger moving up and down nicely, so I actually got that right, which is really good. Very, very simple, and we'll go on and we'll have a look at a couple more valves.